I heard it, Emma. I heard everything. How long?
Hear what? What are you talking about?
Don't act like you don't know. I heard you with him.
That's not what you think.
Not what I think. Not what I think. You've been lying to me, Emma. You and Robert.
Alex, please, you don't understand.
Don't understand? You think I'm stupid? You think I wouldn't notice the way you've been acting? The calls, the late nights, the lies?
Alex, I never wanted this to happen. I never meant for you to find out like this.
Meant for me to find out? You think I wanted to live this lie, Emma? You think I wanted to feel like this, stupid, betrayed, worthless?
I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you. Please, we can work through this.
No, Emma, this is done. You, both of you, destroyed everything.
I didn't know how to stop.
Stop? It's too late for that. You crossed the line and now I'm the one left picking up the pieces. Tell me, Emma, how long did you think you could keep this from me?
Alex, in his early 30s, is a devoted husband, deeply invested in his marriage to Emma. He prides himself on being a caring partner, always working hard to provide, but beneath his dedication lies a quiet insecurity. He constantly wonders if he's enough, if Emma might one day find someone more exciting, more successful. It's a nagging thought that he tries to bury, yet it resurfaces with every passing day. Emma, vibrant and captivating in her late 20s, has always been the perfect partner. Their life together seemed idyllic, mornings over coffee, evenings spent cooking and laughing. But lately, something has changed. Emma, once full of energy and affection, has become distant. She stays late at work, her phone constantly buzzing, and she often steps away to take private calls. Alex can't ignore the feeling that something is off. Her smile no longer feels like the warm, intimate smile he once cherished. Then there's Robert, Alex's charismatic father. In his late 50s, Robert has always been a guiding figure, offering wisdom and support. But recently, Alex has begun to sense something unsettling. Robert's praise feels too rehearsed, his smile too knowing, and the way he looks at Emma sometimes, just a little too fondly, makes Alex uneasy. A feeling creeps in, one that he can't shake. Robert's charm masks something darker. The once warm home now feels like a stage for secrets. Alex, already feeling insecure, starts to question everything: his marriage, his trust in Emma, his very perception of reality. One night, while walking through the house, he hears a muffled voice coming from their bedroom. It's not Emma's. His heart races. Could his worst fears in this wife infidelity story be true? Every small detail, every glance, seems to confirm the growing suspicion in this cheating wife story that something is deeply wrong. But what is it? And how far will Alex go to uncover the truth? As the days pass, Alex can't ignore the subtle but troubling changes in Emma's behavior. At first, they're small. She starts staying late at work more often, claiming she's buried in deadlines or extra projects. Then, her phone buzzes incessantly, even when they're supposed to be spending time together. She often excuses herself to take calls, her voice low and hurried, as if guarding a secret. Her smile, once so genuine, now seems forced, and the warmth she used to show him is slowly replaced by a cold distance. At night, Alex lies awake, his mind racing. Why is she being so secretive? He tries to rationalize her actions. Maybe she's just stressed, or perhaps she's overwhelmed at work. But the doubts gnaw at him, feeding a growing jealousy that he can't seem to shake. The more he observes, the more the feeling of something hidden grows stronger. As days turn into weeks, Alex's paranoia deepens, gnawing at him like a relentless tide. He finds himself caught in a web of doubt, questioning his own sanity. Is he being irrational, or do his suspicions hold weight? Each time Emma steps away to take a call, or her laughter echoes through the house, laughter that feels foreign to him, his heart races with dread. He reflects on moments that now seem significant, the way she hesitated before answering questions, or how her gaze often drifts away during their conversations. Every small detail compounds his unease, amplifying the tension that hangs in the air like a storm cloud. Caught in this emotional turmoil, Alex debates whether to confront Emma, the very thought sending chills down his spine. What if he's wrong? What if he's merely projecting his insecurities onto her? The fear of shattering their fragile relationship holds him back, yet the weight of his suspicions grows heavier with each passing day. He imagines the conversations they might have, his voice trembling as he asks the questions that haunt him. The uncertainty is suffocating, leaving him trapped in a cycle of anxiety and suspicion as he grapples with the possibility that his worst fears might be true. One night, as Alex is quietly preparing dinner in the kitchen, he hears Emma's voice from the living room. It's soft at first, the kind of voice she uses when she's speaking with a friend, but then it shifts, becomes warmer, more intimate. He tries to ignore it, focusing on chopping vegetables, but then he hears her laughter, a sound that used to fill their home with joy, but now feels foreign and unsettling. His heart begins to race, a cold knot forming in his stomach. Without meaning to, Alex strains to listen, and what he hears next hits him like a blow to the chest. "I can't wait to see you again," she whispers, her voice laced with affection and longing. The words pierce him, and in that moment, all of his doubts snap into place. This is no innocent conversation. The tone, the familiarity, the secrecy, it all points to something far more than a friendship. Frozen in shock, Alex feels the weight of the truth crash over him. Betrayal. The life he thought he knew, the love he believed in, has shattered in an instant. Unable to process it, he confronts Emma, his heart sinking as he finally faces the undeniable truth of her unfaithfulness. Alex is consumed by a torrent of emotions. Disbelief crashes over him first. He can't fathom how Emma, the woman he loved and trusted, could betray him like this. His mind races through their past, searching for any clue, any sign that he missed. Had he been blind? His love for her still lingers, pulling him in one direction, but the anger and confusion are stronger, clouding his thoughts. How could she do this to him, to their life together? He questions everything, her late nights, the secret phone calls, the distant behavior. He desperately tries to rationalize it. Maybe there's some innocent explanation, maybe it's just a phase, a misunderstanding. But deep down, he knows it's not. The more he tries to make sense of it, the more impossible it becomes. The pain of betrayal cuts deep, echoing sentiments found in real cheating wife stories, and the conflict inside him grows, love fighting against the bitter truth that he can no longer ignore. Desperate for answers, Alex can no longer keep his suspicions bottled up. One evening, when they're alone in the living room, he decides to confront Emma. His heart is pounding, his palms sweaty, but he knows he can't go on living in the dark. "Emma, I need to ask you something," he begins, his voice trembling slightly, trying to steady himself. "What's going on? You've been distant lately. I don't understand." Emma looks at him, her face momentarily faltering before she puts on a forced smile. "What are you talking about, Alex?" she asks, a nervous laugh escaping her lips. The tension thickens in the room as Alex presses further. You've been acting strange. Late nights, always on your phone, sneaking off to take calls. It's like you're hiding something from me. Her response is swift, defensive, and dismissive. You're being paranoid, Alex. You're overthinking this. Nothing's going on. But her words only fuel his frustration and doubt. Alex can feel the familiar ache in his chest turning into something darker: anger, confusion, and fear. Is he losing his mind? His thoughts spiral. How could he have been so blind? The more Emma denies it, the more isolated he feels, as if the walls are closing in around him. He's alone with his suspicions, alone in the painful uncertainty of his own mind. One afternoon, as Emma steps out for a quick errand, Alex finds her phone left unattended on the kitchen counter. His heart skips a beat. The temptation is overwhelming. He knows it's wrong, but the fear and doubt have consumed him. Driven by a mix of desperation and determination, he picks up the phone, trying to steady his shaking hands. With a quick glance, he sees the screen is unlocked, just another sign that Emma's walls have been slowly crumbling. He hesitates for a moment, but his curiosity and dread push him forward. He scrolls through her messages, praying to find something innocent, a reason to calm his nerves, but instead, what he uncovers is a gut-wrenching confirmation of his worst fears. There, in plain sight, are explicit texts exchanged between Emma and Robert. The messages are intimate, full of flirtation and longing. Alex's stomach churns as he reads the details: meetings planned in secret, inside jokes, and promises of stolen moments together. Each word stabs deeper than the last. The betrayal is undeniable, laid out in cold, hard evidence, just like the Reddit cheating wife stories that often recount moments of shocking discovery. This is a strong metaphor, but it could be heightened a little bit more to emphasize Alex's emotional state. His knees go weak as the weight of the discovery crashes over him. The life he thought he had, the love he believed in, is a lie. His heart shatters in silence, the pain too raw to process. The following evening, Alex can no longer hold back the storm brewing inside him. During a family dinner at Robert and Emma's house, he decides it's time to confront the man who has destroyed everything. The atmosphere around the dinner table is thick with the sound of polite conversation, but Alex's mind is racing. His pulse is pounding in his ears as he forces the words out. Robert, Alex begins, his voice tight with barely controlled anger. I know what's been going on between you and Emma. The room goes quiet. Robert's fork clinks against his plate, his eyes flickering with surprise, but he quickly regains his composure. He tries to laugh it off, waving it away as if it were nothing. What are you talking about, Alex? He asks, feigning innocence. There's nothing to this. You're making something out of nothing. But Alex's fury has built too high to ignore. You've been lying to me, betraying me, and you think it's nothing? His voice shakes, but the words spill out with the force of a tidal wave. You used me. You used Emma. This isn't just a misunderstanding. Robert's face tightens, but he remains calm, still trying to downplay the situation. You're overreacting. You don't know the whole story. But Alex's heart is already shattered, and no words can fix the damage. The confrontation leaves both men shaken, but for Alex, the truth has already sliced through him, leaving an irreversible wound. After the confrontation, Alex is left reeling. His mind races with anger, sadness, and disbelief, but the most crushing feeling is the deep sense of betrayal. He retreats inward, isolating himself from friends, family, and even work. The shame weighs heavily on him. How could he have been so blind? His once confident demeanor now feels like a distant memory. The house that once felt like home is now a prison, every room echoing with memories of a love that now feels tainted and false. Weeks pass, but the emotional turmoil only deepens. Alex's mental health begins to deteriorate, sleepless nights, anxiety, and a constant pit of dread in his stomach. He feels like a shadow of his former self, trapped in a cycle of pain he can't escape. Even though he knows the situation isn't his fault, the weight of it all drags him further into despair. But slowly, a realization begins to form. I can't live like this anymore. He understands now that trust is the foundation of any relationship, and that foundation has been shattered beyond repair, much like in real wife cheating stories. He can't rebuild what was lost. With great difficulty, Alex makes a decision: he will end the marriage. It's the hardest choice he's ever had to make, but for his own emotional well-being, he knows it's time to move on. He's ready to reclaim his life. As Alex signs the divorce papers, he feels both relief and sorrow, marking the end of a painful chapter. Now, on a path to healing, Alex reflects on the lessons he's learned about trust and self-worth. Healing from betrayal isn't easy, but it starts with understanding and confronting the truth. Have you ever faced a betrayal? How did you rebuild trust and find your way back to emotional peace? We'd love to hear your story. Share your thoughts, lessons, or reflections with us in the comments below, or join our community discussion on platform and website. Remember, you're not alone. Healing begins with sharing, understanding, and reclaiming your strength. Together, we can move forward.